One thing is that, one assertion is that some people say it is random. Another assertion, similar assertion that I have heard is that it will happen spontaneously, which is related. They will say spontaneously you cannot do anything about it. And they will point out towards many examples like that it happened spontaneously for them. And because of looking at that, they come to the conclusion that that is the only way it happens, meaning people who observe it. Here, one fundamental point here is, in ancient India, when the whole society is imbued with that spiritual atmosphere, so many different kinds of schools are happening, all kinds of colorful masters, all kinds of different techniques, and many things are happening everywhere parallelly. Then there will be a collective awareness in that society that yes, there are many kinds of ways to do it. It will happen like this, also like that also. There will be a general awareness in the society. When that sample size reduces, we don't have enough people who are realized. The number of that sample size is reducing. Now the variety also will reduce. And looking at the few examples or samples available to people, they will come to the conclusion, okay, this is the only way that happens. It is happening because of the shrinking sample size, basically. So they will look at many examples where it happened in one way, spontaneously or randomly, whatever, and they will say this is the only way it happens. That is the fundamental problem. Sample size is reducing. The other thing is, wherever we are telling it is happening randomly or spontaneously, we don't know the history actually. For example, I will give an example. He's a controversial guru, Osho. What happened with Osho, if you see, I have heard that particular bit, Hindi bit, where he talked about how he came to realize. So what happened with him was, for many years he followed so much rigid discipline. Exact 4 o'clock he will get up, he will sleep on bare floor with just one cloth. Exact 4 o'clock he will get up, do meditation, sadhana, go for a walk, eat only vegetables. He did so much discipline. Exactly at 9 o'clock night he will sleep off. He did it like a robot, and everybody around him knew it. Okay, he's like that. Then he says suddenly one day, I don't know the reason why it happened. He said suddenly I gave up all disciplining, absolutely. He just gave up. One morning he got up at 9 o'clock. And people around him thought he's sick. And they were not even sick actually. They wondered what, because even if he was sick, he would get up at 4 earlier. That much sadhana. He got up late. Then he said, give me tea. He drank tea. They got surprised what's happening. He ate all kinds of things. Then they said, now what, next what? You will drink alcohol? He said, yes, bring, I will drink. Completely gave up, not just physically. Internally, whatever that tremendous hold he did by disciplining, he let go of it completely. In the next week, he says, I came to it. So what happened to him was stimulation relaxation. Yes. So it will look like spontaneous or random to others, but something was done. And the same you can see with UG also. UG Krishnamurti also same thing. He was very intensely after something and going after it, going to many gurus and all that. Then suddenly he said it's all nonsense and he gave up. And then it happened. So you will see similar things with many people. There will be tremendous stimulation. They will be so much burning and so much focused. And suddenly they will let go of it. Let go of it so deeply, not superficially. That also people will not be able to do. Once you have come to spirituality and started doing something, you won't feel like leaving it. It will look like, okay, I'm letting go of my achievements. You won't let it go. So now I'm not telling that is the only way to do it, but that also works for some people. And they didn't do it because it will work. They didn't plan it. If you plan it, it is again a hold. Do you see the contradiction? If they plan, okay, I will do in disciplining and let it go, then it'll happen, it won't happen. So you cannot give this as a method to anybody. It will be a paradox. If you give it as a method, they will be planning it only. Then the hold will not be released. And therefore, such people cannot give that as a method to somebody else. Do it. They cannot. It will become, are you following this? So they cannot give a method, so they have to tell something like that. It's random. In fact, by doing that, they are just telling what happened with them.
But the examples that you quoted are Indians, right?
Yes, yes.
Indian Gurus. This happened with random people in Western world also, right? There was a neurosurgeon.
Eckhart Tolle.
Eckhart Tolle.
Same thing. You see his life also. What happened there? There was a tremendous intensity, tremendous depression.
Yes.
And he said, I don't know what next to do. He gave up thoughts so thoroughly. Because usually what would happen is, when depression happens, thought is fully not given up. I will still conclude, okay, this is all life is. Something like that. And I will try to do something about it. I will commit suicide. Even that is an action. I am trying to do something with it. Whereas he came to a point where he said, I don't know what next to do. He was in that point of depression, and in his own words he would say, I cannot live with myself. That's what he said to himself. When he said that, suddenly he found it strange. What do I mean by I cannot live with myself? Am I two people? Which of this I cannot live with myself? Which of this is me? Which is something else? That intensity of depression suddenly became inquiry. It transmuted into inquiry. And it sucked him. So there is a method. Again, that also cannot be reproduced. Reproducing would be get depressed. And then finally asking you, now ask, who is it that is getting depressed? But it won't work for many people. Because once there is a sufficient depression, you won't get the question. So if you look carefully, something would have happened there. It is not, it won't be random. And in some cases, we will not know their history and what they would have done earlier, so we won't even know. We will know only that point onwards. And they also may not reveal what happened. And sometimes it may even have to do with lifetimes, which we have no way to know. I mean, if it is said that they continued their sadhana from a different lifetime, now that becomes, we don't even know about different lifetimes, and now it becomes very vague.